What is good, everybody? Welcome back. Yeah, I decided to start a season on NBA 2K featuring retro PS4 game. Let's see if we can take these Mavericks to the championship. Game number 1. Let's get Spurs on the road. Let's see get our first win. Without further ado, let's get into it.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Second already, take away.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, and we have been waiting for this day for so long, day one of the NBA season. In this game, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Dallas Mavericks. You take a look at the Mavericks. It won't be an easy place to open their season. That crowd is going to be hostile with a capital H. It's going to make the challenge of picking up win number 1 that much greater. Shaq, there's nothing quite like the anticipation of opening night. Fans have waited all summer, players have waited all summer, and finally it's here. Was opening night always special for you?
It was very special. My favorite part was what I'm about to do now, Ernie. Hello to all the fans. Thanks for joining us out there. I'm excited to see you.
I remember when the NBA had a lockout.
I'm excited to see us. I love the fans, Ernie.
Did you always do it this way with your hands up like that?
Yeah, but you also got to put the number 1 up. Hello, fans. It's
Can they
me
go
again.
to any facilities?
We love you.
If they really wanted to play ball, only way they can do is go to rec centers.
It's me, it's Ernie.
Put some bass in your voice, Ernie.
It's me, it's Ernie. I'm tossing to Kevin Harlan.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, you just reported the game. The championship rings distributed to the players by NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. And a proud moment indeed for this team and their fans. Yago Splitter. Manu Ginobili. Kawhi Leonard. Tony Parker. Tim Duncan. Get loud for the NBA champions, your San Antonio Spurs.
Only the starters got a ring.
This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. Man, can you feel the excitement in the air? And it's the Mavericks to start out. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Monte is the 2 with Parsons playing the small forward. Dirk and Chandler up front, and it's Nelson in at the point. Well, we've all seen what Tyson Chandler can accomplish when healthy, and that is some kind of force.
Yeah, you know, maybe the best stretch of his career was at the start of the decade, the 2011 title with the Mavericks. 2012, he got a gold medal in London and was the defensive player of the year in the league. And in 2013, an all-star. I mean, that's a pretty strong 3-season run.
Now here's Ginobili. Dirk Nowitzki unable to get his shot to go. Parker outside. Passes to Duncan. shot from 12. The shot is good off the backboard. Duncan's got the opening bucket of the night here for San Antonio. Now, here is Nelson. Nelson left side. Dallas moving it around. And there's Dirk Nowitzki on the assist by Nelson.
Now the defense just couldn't get a hand in his face, couldn't challenge the shot.
Yeah, made his height advantage count that time.
Parker kicks to Duncan, using his post moves to get the 2 points. Duncan's got his second basket of the night.
Well, he's been working hard to get good looks, and it's paying off for him early.
Nowitzki left side. It's stolen by Duncan. Here's Leonard, powered down after the assist, let him into the lane.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
That's good. Ellis has got his first 3 points of the game.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
The pass to Leonard. Dishes it to Splitter. Here's the screen. Ginobili. Mavericks with the rebound. Ellis outside. Now Chandler inside.
Come on.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Manu Ginobili has always been one of my favorite guys to watch and an elite shooting guard on the court. I mean, the issue with him has been health. You know, last season he missed about a month with a tweaked hamstring, right as the Spurs went on their rodeo road trip.
No good on the free throw. And Ginobili, guys, clearly focused on trying to stay healthy. The last couple of off seasons, Steve, he's bowed out of international play.
Well, it's smart. I mean, he's got so much mileage on his body, and it's more important for him to spend his summers just working on his body, staying healthy, strengthening those areas that he needs. And it's always tricky, though, to say no to your home country when they ask you to play on the national team. Once again, Manu Ginobili defied age and was a force off the bench for the Spurs. Just when you thought he was slowing down, he seemed to find new ways to score and contribute.
San Antonio trailing here. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. Coach told me that defensively, he's not even sure how you contain Dirk Nowitzki offensively. He said he really has an unstoppable shot with that turnaround. I don't know how you stop it, but we're going to try. Guys, it always helps to have those athletic, rangy defenders who can at least get a hand in his face. We'll see what matchup they go with defensively.
And thank you, Doris. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Spurs.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers, turning them over.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And Ginobili, Clark, when he's right, boy, he can do it all.
Yeah, he really can. Offensively, he can drive and shoot and create for others. He's an outstanding passer and a terrific defender.
With this stoppage in play, we have a chance now to show you which teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. Number 1, the Spurs. Second, the Mavericks.
Now, it's no secret that both these clubs rely heavily on the three-pointer. That was the case last year. What numbers? Wow.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. For 3, Nelson. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. Nelson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Parker against Dallas. Duncan with the screen for Ginobili. Duncan outside. Inside, 5 on the clock. Chandler with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Dallas making a switch here. Lights checked in. Just 3 to shoot. And that one's good. And that's now 7 points for Tony Parker.
You know, for a long time, people would think about the Spurs as a slow-it-down team, but they've had an explosive offense the past few seasons.
Now here's Wright. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Brandon Wright, the former 8th overall pick back in 2007. For his career, Steve, a field goal percentage of around 60%.
Well, he's figured out his niche in the league. He wasn't sure what he was when he arrived, but he's a backup big. He's a diver. He's an offensive rebound guy. He's a lob catcher. So, you know, not a one-on-one scorer, but somebody who can play off of others very effectively.
And so Wright nails both of them.
And Wright, because he's light-weighted, can struggle in matchups with stronger opponents. But he is a shot blocker. His length really helps him in pick-and-roll situations.
Now here's Ginobili. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Shot's good. Mavericks trail by 3. Nelson with it. Leonard picks him up. Nelson, the pass to Parsons. No good with the triple. For San Antonio, they've gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to the offense. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. A different look now for San Antonio. Boris Diaz checked in for splitting. Green comes in for Kawhi. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Crowder, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Aminu comes in for Chandler Parsons. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Ellis. And Harris subbed in for Jameer Nelson. Now here's Wright. Cans it from short range.
And for Wright, it seems like he'll always be slight of build, but he hasn't been one to chafe over his playing time. He just focuses on playing well in the minutes he earned.
It's Ginobili with the drive. Mills dishes to Ginobili. And the wide open shot from Green. No good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. This, of course, the first chance they've had to see the San Antonio Spurs.
And, of course, they're meeting the team that was responsible for dealing them a very painful loss in the first round of the playoffs a year ago.
Feeds it to Diaw. No luck. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Harris with it. Now Green defending. Harris kicks to Felton. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Felton's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Spurs have gotten 8 of their 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. Mills passes to Ginobili. 1:04 left to play here in the first. And Mills kicks to Green. Here's Diaw. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's Ginobili. Drains the 19-footer. Ginobili's got 7 points. Dallas has gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter. Doing well from long range. Right outside. He dishes it to Harris. It's deflected. It's stolen by Duncan. Mills passes to Green. Aminu grabs the miss.
And they force the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
Felton with the ball. Picked up by Ginobili. Aminu misses. San Antonio leading. And here's Mills. Quiet so far offensively. Searching for his first points of the game. Outside, Green. Duncan inside. Fades away. And that one's good. And the Spurs lead by 3.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Both teams on fire here early.
And playing the game on rollerblades, too.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Spurs lead by 3. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
Bring your costume. It's Halloween in the NBA. Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Goran Dragic and the Phoenix Suns this Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
I'll tell you what, I like what I've seen from this club defensively. They're forcing a lot of turnovers with their quick hands and ability to play the passing lane.
Well, you talk about quick hands, but I think it's the mindset of being aggressive and then obviously being active with the hands, tracing that ball so you can come up with deflections that may lead to steals.
San Antonio leading by 3.
Well, the Mavs took some heat when they opted not to try to defend their 2011 championship with the same players, opting for cap rule instead. You know, they've swung and missed on some big names, but they've put together a really deep club with some very smart signings.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Brandon Wright, Jay Crumb. Then there's Felton, and it's Harrison at the point guard.
And, you know, when it comes to Dirk Nowitzki, he has said, he's on the record as saying he wants to retire a Maverick. Ownership, anyway, has reciprocated that desire, but the greatest player in franchise history deserves to finish out strong in legitimate contention, and they've committed the resources to try to make that be a reality.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, the Spurs, not necessarily a glamour franchise, but maybe the NBA's model franchise. The longest streak of 50-win seasons in league history, 5 championships, and a litany of former Spurs working as head coaches and GMs around the league. Tim Duncan said people aren't envious of their image, but they're envious of how they run things. They get it done, Kevin.
They sure do. An incredible run. Thanks, Doris. Into Diaz. Goes back up. Here's Splitter. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Oh, we need timeout for that.
Now for the Spurs. And for Nowitzki, he's made financial sacrifices to enable the Mavericks, the cap space, Steve, to go out and construct this roster.
Yeah, only $26 million on the books before he was re-signed, so that left plenty of shopping money, and they spent it well.
Dallas calls timeout. Well, going into last season, Thiago Splitter accepting a 4-year, $36 million extension, Steve, from the Spurs.
A lot of people questioned the value of that contract, but Splitter more than earned it with his play throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. He's versatile, he can pass, he can defend, and even though his numbers were down a little bit last year, he made tremendous impact just in terms of their interior play.
Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 6. That one coming from Harris. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. floor for the Mavericks.
Well, we've got a moment to look back to last year's Spurs right now. First in assists, first in three-point shooting, and they were number 2 in field goal percentage. This is a team that got good shots on a regular basis and knocked them down.
And Clark, what you talked about that really resonates with me is the assists, because they were the best in the league. Clearly a result of wonderful offensive execution and, of course, unselfishness. It didn't seem to matter who was taking the shot. That team always tried to find the open man.
Clock is at 3. Parker's shot is off. Mavericks trail by 6. Nelson outside. Pass to Chandler. Diaw with the steal. In transition, here come the Spurs. Parker leading the charge. And that one's drained.
He didn't know the ball was going there. He just put his hand up.
5 points now this quarter.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
Nelson dishes to Chandler. And the basket good.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
Spurs leading by 6. And it's Parker in the corner. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Parker's got 14 points.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Chandler kicks to Nowitzki. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, with Dirk, he has the type of game where he might be able to play till he's 50. I mean, the way he shoots the ball and creates offense for his teammates, it wouldn't shock me if he was around Dallas for a few more years.
And the first one drops. And Nowitzki signing a new contract with the Mavs at a discount. In fact, Clark, one of the biggest discounts I think a superstar has ever given his hometown team, trying to give them cap space to add some top talent.
Yeah, I like seeing that because guys like Nowitzki and others that have made tremendous amounts of money are now at the point in their careers where they understand it's about trying to win and be competitive and to contend for championships. And not surprised, though, Dirk has been a model in every way since he's been in the league as a player and as a pro. They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
Now, here is Nelson. Pass to Ellis. The 3. Rebound, San Antonio. Next up for them is going to be the Suns. That'll be at the U.S. Airways Center. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them.
Well, I'll be looking forward to seeing how that Phoenix game turns out for sure.
Diaw with it. Guarded by Nelson. The dish to Bellinelli. Diaw, the pass to Bellinelli. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Nelson, no luck.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
Bellinelli gets the bucket.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
And the Mavericks with possession here. It's a 10-point game. Now the feed to Ellis. The basket good off the assist from Nelson. Nelson's got 4 assists now tonight.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Offensive rebound. Splitter misses. Mavericks trail by 7. Ellis wide open. Off target with his 3. Spurs have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%.
It's interesting that the Mavs...
They could have entered.
They make draft picks, but they always seem to have a hand in free agency comes along.
Dallas calls timeout.
Boris Diaw, pretty unique player in the NBA. He came into the league as a passing point forward, but became a small forward and then really a 4. But he's a crafty passer and he can score a little bit from the outside. Very difficult player to guard.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here.
We can still bounce back.
Green comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Mills in for Parker. And Dallas also making a switch. Jefferson's checked in. Now here's Parsons. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And it's Nowitzki missing. And you look at Diao playing before. Some have criticized his conditioning, but he has the size to hold his ground. That's for sure on the low block.
Yeah, you can't move him out of there. He's a good post defender because he's strong and smart. Not as good moving in space, though. Lacks a little lateral quickness. And he's a below-average rebounder. So it's good to pair him with somebody that does glass eating.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, Tim Duncan's such a huge part of this Spurs team on and off the court. As Coach Pop put it, he's a consummate pro. He takes great pride in fulfilling his responsibility to his teammates. He feels it very strongly. He sets the tone for the whole team. He's done it from the beginning, and people fall in line. Kevin, what a luxury.
A great player and great leader. Thanks, Doris.
Pretty bad defense, letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know it's going to happen, and they sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 at the line here.
Well, this is a good free throw shooting team a year ago. They hit about 79% of their free throws as a unit.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
Well, Tim Duncan, in a lot of ways, the epitome of Steve's substance over style.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin, both in terms of his game and his personality. He's just a winner and a leader, but he does it in such a quiet fashion that sometimes people forget to take notice.
Yeah, I'll just call anything, huh?
Leading by 13. Ginobili dishes to Mills. Kicks to Duncan. .36 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Clock at 6. Here's Mills. Second shot opportunity. Diao can't hit.
He's trying to shoot his way out of it, guys, and as long as they're in the lead, he's going to continue to try to find his rhythm.
And that one's good. Ellis.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
San Antonio's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Here's Mills. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Nobody anywhere close to him. Where's the defense? He's got to make that shot though.
And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Spurs up 11. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach Popovich, a strong first half for you. Was the up-tempo pace part of the game plan?
Well, we've upped the pace. It's what we need to do because we're not as good a defensive team as we used to be, so something's got to give somewhere.
Pop, thanks for the time, guys.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. Getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
What a game for Tony Parker. He's got 16 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
San Antonio leading by 11.
Well, Dallas coach Rick Carlisle has demonstrated his versatility throughout his coaching stops in Detroit, Indiana, and Dallas. Not really a system coach. He adapts to the talent that he has on each individual team and goes accordingly.
Leonard and Duncan are the pair at forward. In the backcourt, Parker and Ginobili. And it's Splitter in at the center position.
Oh, my God.
That's the second half. Here's Leonard. That falls nice.
I can't even pass the ball in the paint.
Ginobili. 6 points for Leonard.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
And Carlisle presiding over a more half-court, station-to-station style of play in Detroit and Indiana. He's embraced a more up-tempo style, it seems, in Dallas.
Yeah, and he's got an offensively gifted team with the Mavs, and he's always been an innovator using zone defenses to hide weaker defenders and to keep opponents off balance. And again, another example of how the outstanding coaches don't stand pat. They're always learning, growing, and adjusting to give their teams the best chance to win.
Good thought. Well, Kawhi Leonard drafted 15th overall, Clark, back in 2011. The pick acquired from the Indiana Pacers in a trade for George Hill.
And you know, at the time, Manu Ginobili said that he really didn't agree with the trade, made him angry. He had a real strong relationship with George Hill and liked his game. I'm sure a lot of Spurs fans felt the same way, but even as Hill remains a heck of a player, the Spurs fans have to be happy. As a matter of fact, they are ecstatic with what Kawhi Leonard has been able to do and what he looks like he's going to do for many years to come.
And it's Manu Ginobili with the finish.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yeah, you got that right.
Dallas calls timeout.
And Leonard has been a great fit with the Spurs culture. Quiet, low maintenance, hardworking. Not one for all the glitz and the glamour. He owns one watch, they say. Just focused on basketball, not the lifestyle that he affords.
Raymond Felton. Checked in for Dallas. Mavericks trailed by 15. Passes it to Nowitzki. He kicks it to Chandler. Parsons outside. The tray. And that one's good. Parsons got 8 points.
You talk about Leonard's work ethic. Instilled in him from his late father, lost tragically when Kawhi was only 16 years old. But his father used to put him to work at his car wash, made him run hills, and really embedded in him the value of hard work. And his dad's influence and legacy lives on in Kawhi.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And during the timeout, both coaches getting a chance here to review the strategy at this point of the game, along with the discussions. Also some rehydration going on with Gatorade. Everyone trying to bring their top game here tonight.
Yeah, that's why you see the trainers going around to every player, making sure they're hydrated, they're getting enough to drink during the game. And so important to hydrate yourself and keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big minutes down the stretch.
Now here's Duncan. He's got 8. Splitter kicks to Leonard. Parker passes to Splitter. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 6 assists in the game. Mavericks trail by 14. Upside Felton. It's tipped. Kicks it out to Parsons. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle. And that's held true in this one so far, Steve.
And even if it's only a modest advantage that they have in that category, it's still a significant factor.
Now Ellis. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2 points possible. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint. Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Parker with it. Picked up by Ellis. They set the screen. Ginobili dishes to Parker. Spurs working the ball around now, and the shot is good. Splitter's got 8.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
And giving up these easy chances is doing wonders for their confidence.
Outside Leonard. Splitter kicks to Leonard to the left wing. Chandler with the steal. And Felton is up top. He's covered by Ginobili. Nowitzki drops it in from 11 feet. He's got 10.
And that's the goal every time down. Just find a high percentage shot.
Spurs leading by 14. Parker outside. Here is Splitter. He's guarded by Chandler. Here's Leonard. And he gets it to go. Leonard's got 11 points.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Now here's Parsons. He's got 8.
Well, the Spurs defense really took off a couple of years ago when they decided to pair Thiago Splitter and Tim Duncan in the starting lineup. All that length defensively has made it much more difficult for teams to score to the side against San Antonio.
Parker with it. 16 points for him. He feeds it to Splitter. It's Ginobili on the wing. Count that one. Ginobili's got 6 points in the quarter.
Beautiful ball movement again.
Last 5 trips, they've all ended with a great pass leading to a basket, Steve. I mean, they are really sharing the basketball.
Parsons passes to Nowitzki. And it comes off the front of the rim.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
Well, they've done a lot of things right, but I agree with you, Clark. Their rebounding is right there at the top of the list.
Now here's Parker. Leonard with the ball. Now Felton defending. Here's Duncan. It's rebounded by Ellis. Mavericks trailed by 16. Now the pass to Parsons. Nowitzki outside. Parker with the steal. Ginobili against Parsons. That's good from Ginobili on the assist by Parker. Parker's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. Tim Duncan with the rebound. Duncan's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Parker, here we go. Nowitzki with the steal. The 3. And Ellis is good for 3. Ellis has got 11.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Leonard with no one around. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Splitter. Green comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Corey Joseph's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker. Now, here is Nelson. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Jameer Nelson drafted.
So now y'all want to start calling fouls.
He's played all 10 of his NBA seasons with the Magic. But as they go young, he has moved on. All-Star back in 2009. Clark just a solid veteran leader at the point guard position.
And you talk about that All-Star campaign for Nelson in 09. Almost had a 50-40-90 season. He missed it by a percentage point in free throw shooting. But it shows his shooting touch, especially in his younger days, was elite.
Well, you can count on him, can't you? He seems to knock down free throws consistently all game long.
Now about 10 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Mills kicks to Diaw. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes it to Duncan. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Duncan's got 10 points.
You gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
Nelson with it. He has 5. Outside Jefferson. Fires for 3. No good. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Spurs lead by 15. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break.
Tune in for a scary night of basketball. Halloween in the NBA. LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. This Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time.
And our assist of the game here on replay, presented by State Farm. And this wasn't his only assist, folks. 9 assists on the night over the course of the game from Parker.
Kevin, it's been one great pass after another for him. Just a huge amount of scoring for that team's offense generated by his court vision.
Mavericks trailed by 15 on the court for the Mavericks. Jameer Nelson is out there with Devin Harris. Then it's Jefferson. Then it's Brandon Wright. And it's Crowder in at the power forward position.
So no foul. No foul.
The Spurs shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. Mills with it, picked up by Harris. Mills dishes to Green. Here's Duncan. Oh, yes, the turnaround. Duncan's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Spurs. Dallas has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Here's Harris. Good, and a nice assist from Nelson. That's 7 points for Devin Harris.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Mills passes to Duncan. Duncan left side, outside, Green. Feeds it to Joseph. 6 to shoot. The 3 from Mills. Kept alive. Here's Diaw. Misses in close.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Mavericks trailed by 14. Pass to Jefferson. Out to Harris. Launches it. Another 3 for Dallas.
Just seems like they've given up far too many points from the three-point shot today. A lot of open looks out there.
I agree, Steve. The defensive rotations have been abysmal.
Well, they were getting run ragged out there. Good time for a timeout. Maybe it was even too late, but this club has to regroup now.
Boy, I tell you what, it wasn't pretty, and they definitely needed to take a minute to talk things over.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Devin Harris originally signing a 3-year, $9 million contract with the Mavs going into last season, but had to settle for a 1-year minimum contract after the physical revealed he had a dislocated toe.
A different look now for San Antonio. Splitters checked in for Diaw. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Corey Joseph, and Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. And then for Dallas, Tyson Chandler. He's checked in for Wright. Nowitzki comes in for Crowder, and it's Ellis in for Devin Harris. As for us,
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
and Harris missed the first half of last season. But then Clark, when he returned, he played fairly well.
Kevin, I thought he still had that burst of quickness combined with solid playmaking, and he's a nice combo guard to have on your roster.
And here is Parker, following Monte Ellis's three. Parker kicks to Duncan. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Mavericks trail by 12. Nelson dishes to Chandler. Here's Nowitzki, and he dunks it down.
Up high and down hard with the one-hand.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
I think he's hoping to kind of get his teammates going a little bit, fellas.
Now here's Parker. He dishes it to Splitter. They set the pick. Leonard attacking. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
Here's Jefferson. Kicks it out to Ellis. Leonard against Jefferson. Pass to Nowitzki. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Dirk Nowitzki last season back.
It's really his third.
His 12th and 13 seasons. As he left the knee troubles of 2 seasons ago in the rearview mirror. He's in top form once again.
And Nowitzki, even though late in his career, put up close to a 50-40-90 season. Missed it by only fractions of a percentage point, scoring as well as ever. And turned in his best season as far as assist-to-turnover ratio goes.
And Dirk Nowitzki scaling the ranks of the all-time top scorers. Last season, Stevie passed guys like Jerry West and Rick Barry, Kevin Garnett, Alex English, the great John Havlicek, Dominique Wilkins-Steven, and Oscar Robertson.
Think about that list that you just rattled off. That's incredible. Dirk moving into the top 10, and with a game based on skill and size, there's no telling how high he'll get on that list before it's all said and done.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
With their fast break operating so efficiently, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
The other thing they're doing, guys, is forcing turnovers and then creating points offensively as a result. Well, you talk about the elite point guards in the NBA. A lot of times Tony Parker's name gets overlooked. Something about playing in San Antonio seems to keep you off the radar, but make no mistake, Parker is a true star and, most importantly, a proven winner.
Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Jefferson. And Parker drops them both. And Parker Clark, a 6-time All-Star, 3-time NBA champion, heavily decorated player.
Yeah, he really is, and he's shooting to become the Spurs' first 20-year guy. Now, how crazy would that be? He came to the Spurs in 19, so he's got an outside chance at it. He said his body feels great, and the way Pop manages minutes for his guys, and he thinks he can play at a high level for a long time. That'll be fun to watch and see if it happens that way.
Good story, you're right.
Yeah.
Now here's Parker. Shot from 12. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And they haven't had the best day inside, but they got one when it mattered most.
And fouled hard that time. They'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Ginobili. Clark, you're right. They haven't had a strong day inside.
But Kevin, sometimes it just comes down to making the right play at the right time.
Jameer Nelson, a stocky 6-foot guard, now in his 11th season out of St. Joe's. College Player of the Year his senior season.
And Clark Nelson on the shorter side for a point guard, but very solidly built.
Compactly so, and really good competitor, smart, tough point guard. And the size is a disadvantage defensively, but has been a good jump shooter and floor general throughout his career.
Here is Nelson. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Parsons for 3. They grab their own miss. Second shot opportunity. Chandler, no good.
His finishing ability leaves a lot to be desired, guys. He needs to take it to the basket stronger.
Now the dish to Leonard. To the paint. Here's Splitter. The shot no good. Chandler with the defensive effort. Mavericks trail by 15. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
The Spurs have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Parker outside. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Parker's got 4 this quarter.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
Dallas calls timeout.
Tony could well be the best point guard penetrator in the game. He's great at finding the seam and getting the ball up and off glass before the shot blocker can recover. And once the ball hits the glass and comes off, it's a no-touch zone for the defender.
Parsons outside from the arc. Here's Nowitzki, and he uses the glass on the layup. Nowitzki's got 9 points here in the second half.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
That's been so critical, Clark, because whenever they have gotten the ball into the paint, it's resulted in points, it seems like.
Now here's Parker, and it's blocked by Chandler. And Parker, here we go. Good. Parker's got 22.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And Steve, they
what a throwdown. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Wow.
Well, tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. An impressive win for the Spurs.
Two great rebounding teams, Clark.
Yeah, and these guys just worked a little bit harder tonight. That was the edge that was needed.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
Well, this win gives them a victory in round one of what's basically a 4-game fight between these teams this season.
And it will be a fight, Steve. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra meaning for the players.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Parker. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big shots all game long.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Jay Crowder's checked in for Chandler. Aminu comes in for Chandler Parsons. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Ellis. And Harris subbed in for Nelson. The Mavericks have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Harris passes to Nowitzki. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Boy, if they could have had this kind of run earlier in the game, it might have made a big difference.
You know, I think a big reason behind the run, Steve, is that they're not getting pressured as much by the defense now that the game's all but finished.
And Bellinelli kicks to Mills. The feed to Anderson. Misses from close range.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Here's Harris. Connects from three-point range.
Boy, I'll tell you what, since the beginning of the fourth quarter, the three-point shot has really just been there for them. Everything's fallen.
Yeah, the touch from downtown is right on point.
Now Mills. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Well, Tony, congratulations on the victory tonight. You made a lot of things happen out here on the court to get everyone involved.
That's the whole team. It's not just me. The whole team did great. We played great defense. And in offense, we moved the ball, took good shots. We were shooting the ball well.
Tony, thanks for the time. Guys, always a humbleness to this group.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, Tony Parker.
Well, we're ending off this game with a loss. It's going to be our first game of many. Hope we can bounce back in the next game. Thank you all for watching. Hit that like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And I think we're traveling home to take on the Jazz, I think. Well, I got to recheck the schedule. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.